You could, if you want to do like a poor man's version of playing that song, you could just repeat that all the way through and not do any variations whatsoever. But I'm going to show you the variations and where they are. Now verse 2 starts the same as verse 1 in that little loop of... So that first part of the verse, end of the first line is the same. The same. Now it changes. So instead of just playing this once, so that's 6th fret of the 4th string, 4th fret of the 3rd string, you play that 4th fret of the 3rd string once more. And then it's, instead of going down to that 2nd string, 5th fret, you go 5th fret bend, 5th fret bend, and then 5th fret pull off to 2nd fret, and then pull off again to open. And then 2nd fret 1st string again, then open 2nd string, 2nd fret 1st string. Then slide from the 2nd to the 4th on the 3rd string, 3rd fret of the 2nd string, so we know this riff, open 5th and 4th, back to the 3rd string. So I'll play that for you slowly. Verse 3, there's a variation on the 2nd line. So after we start the verse, so this is the same, E7's the same. Now this is the bit that changes. So instead of doing your 2nd to 4th on the 3rd string like usual, like that, it's bend up to what would be the 3rd fret, so on the 2nd fret, bend, but don't play the note. Bend before you play the note. So hold it up there. This is what I was getting wrong earlier, you probably saw. Hold it, and R means release. So release from 3rd to 2nd. Like that. And then the riff continues pretty much the same, I think. And then the end of the verse, as usual, exactly the same. So... Now, the more perceptive amongst you might notice I'm saying that these verses are all the same at the end, and you might see that the length of bars and staves is different. Yes, very well spotted if you spotted that. They are all a little bit different on the end, but the only difference is literally how many times you repeat that little loop, that little looped riff. If you're playing this with a harmonica player, or somebody who can do a nice little solo, then that would be a good time to just let them go off and do their thing and just literally keep your riff going. You could have a nice little jam out of that. Anyway, don't let me tell you what to do. So I'll do verse 3 slowly so you can hear the differences and pick it up. So again, verse 4 starts exactly the same. E chord, open, bend on the third string, 2nd fret, open, back to the E, and then this riff. And now it's pretty much the same as the last time with the hold and release on the 2nd fret. So bend to 3rd, release, and then open 2nd and 3rd string this time. And then same as before, so 2nd string, slide 3rd to 5th, 1st string, 2nd fret, and then 6 times in total. And then we go back to the first version of the 3rd line. So 3rd string, slide from 2nd to 4th and back, and then 6th fret of the 4th string, 4th fret of the 3rd string. But instead of playing that 4th fret of the 3rd string again, you leave a little bit of a gap. So, and then you play those 3 bends on the 5th fret, and then down to the 5th fret on the 2nd string. Sorry, that was the 1st string. Hammer on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. 5th fret, 2nd string, slide down, and to open 2nd and 3rd strings. Slide 2nd to 4th on the 3rd string, and now we're back to stuff that we've done. So verse 5, which is the last verse, again starts exactly the same as the others. Just like the first verse, slide 2nd to 4th on the 3rd string, open 2nd, and now this riff you should be used to, slide 3rd to 5th on the 2nd string, 2nd fret of the 1st, and then again on the next one it's just as the first verse, so 3rd string, slide 2nd to 4th, back to the 2nd, then you play the 6 and 4, so 6th fret of the 4th string, 4th fret of the 3rd, bend on the first 2 iterations of this 5th fret 1st string, and then 5th fret 1st string, no bend, 5th fret 2nd string, hammer on 7th fret for the 3rd string, keeping that 5th fret on the 2nd string, slide down from there, open 2nd and 3rd, we know all this, 3rd fret, 2nd and 4th, open, this is where it links into the outro.